Hey, thanks for letting me know about the sound. Appreciate it. Yeah, so letting me know about the sound. I'm trying to choose an asset that I can use for the tutorial purposes. And so I can't redistribute this. I need an asset that I can redistribute. Um, oh, this is such a great asset though. I want to use this. So this is a free pack. Nice. Um, Let me take a look at this. So this is a free pack. I'll download it. And I will inspect this. Crops, fall, spring, summer. Interesting. It doesn't have the tile sheet though. Why is that? This is a nice, cute asset as well. Do they have the map tiles? Okay, let me see. Hey, if you wanna help, find me a nice asset. Find me a nice asset that I can use and be able to that I can redistribute. Redistribution is a big part. Hold on. Does CCG allow redistribution? Okay, so we can redistribute, right? We can do whatever we want. Nice. Yeah, I would like RPG pack, platform running gun pack. Interesting. Oh wow, these are all so nice. Not sure if I like the color setting for this game. It's too, I don't know, a bit too bright for my taste. Is this CC0? What's the license for this? License update in zip files. Yeah. Yeah, I need ones with the free license. See you, nerdy. Simple farm pack. Okay. Village farm, blah blah. Pixel farm. Interesting. Hana Karaka. Ranch top down. Forest. Okay, there's a bunch of assets that we can choose from. Interesting. What's the license? License. You can use this blah blah blah. I have to credit you. Okay, so probably not for redistribution either. I love the artwork for this one. License. You can use it for non-commercial. You cannot resell or repackage or redistribute. That's a no-go for us as well. It's really nice art though. I really like it. What about this one? Ranch top down. Yeah. This is nice. License. Non-commercial, commercial, blah blah. Not for redistribution. Yeah. Okay. Man, it's rare to find those that allow for redistribution. Yeah, this one's really nice. I like this one and this one. These are both very nice. Oh no, they're the same ones. Except this one's more crops and the other one is more animals. How should I do this? How do I do this? I feel like there's a pattern, right? Like I feel like I can make a tutorial video surrounding this asset pack. Do they have animals pack, crops pack? Do they have the land? The tile pack? Top down tile set. There we go. Perfect. And is this also free? Use these assets in any commercial or non-commercial. So as long as I don't redistribute, I think we're okay. So yeah, I mean this is pretty nice. Right, so if I download this right now, let me take a look at what the wait, this is the download, right? Yeah. Let's take a look at what it looks like if I download it right now. Props, tile set, simplified. Okay. Nice. Okay, so I don't need a transparent. Transparent. What are the props? Props are also nice. Tile set is nice. I mean, hell. No, I think this is good. I think we're good. Yeah. No, this is fine. Okay, you know what? I'll redo my tutorial. Hey, someone, and that guy died. Good to see you again. All right, I think, guys, you know what? I think I found the asset pack that I want to use for my tutorial videos, and it is the Hana Karaka bundle. Yes. So they have animal pack, they have crops pack, and they also have the island top down pack. Yeah, these three. I think this is what we want. Wait, what about the unit? The player unit? Do they have that? View bundle. Do they have the player character? Mining pack. Cozy Island, farming, farm animals. But what about the player? What's this mining pack? Cool. Do they have the player unit animation? So they have gems, which is cool. Man, this is such a perfect pack for our open world game that I'm hoping to build for the tutorial. Do they have, okay, so they have seasonal crops. Do they have player animation? It's all just animals or what? Okay, interesting. Props, tile set. I guess that is it, right? Okay. No, I think this will do. I'm glad that they have this bundle available for free, and we can definitely utilize this, I think. Yeah. All right, guys. So going back to the Pixel Village game that we're looking into. Let's restart the game. Whatever happened to the fonts, by the way? We're not modifying the fonts anymore, but oh no, hold on. This is what's going on. Get rid of that. Save changes. Refresh. And we should be good. Mode, can I help you code a game? Tutorial videos? No, thank you. I think I'm okay. That guy died. When do we get to the tournaments? Tournaments of what? Like playing games together? I don't think we'll be doing that today. Those are usually for Friday's event. So, do I want to play your game? Not really. I gotta work on a tutorial video. Thanks for asking though. So let me change the asset pack. So for my last video, I went ahead and changed the asset to, or the map tiles into this, but I found a better alternative. Hold on, what am I supposed to, whoops, what am I supposed to teach today? Okay, so we're supposed to go over scripts, actions, and variables, as well as teaching some of the fundamental programming concepts, and also going over the world scripting and entity scripting. Good. Okay, so just continuing on with the map editing, right? So I used this as an example, but then I realized that, you know, not all of you guys want to spend like $3 downloading that asset. And I found a better alternative, which is called the Hana Karaka Cozy Island tile set. I'm gonna include a link. I'm gonna include the link in the description so you guys can download it as well. The asset is free as long as you don't use it. Or sorry, hold on. You can actually use it for commercial projects as well. But yeah, the asset is free. You just have to go to the link and click on download now. And just go no thanks. I mean, you can donate the money if you like, but if you can't afford it, then just click on no thanks. Just take me to the downloads, and then download the zip file. And if you open the file, it'll include a bunch of files, and you'll see a bunch of files. And I want you to open tileset simplified transparent.png file. And this I'm gonna apply, or I'm gonna open this in our game editor here in a sec. So the tile size for the tile sheet is 16 by 16. So if you go back to our game editor and then go to game settings. Oh man. Okay, go to game settings and maps, and let's click on change tile sheet and upload the file, the one you just downloaded, and the pixel width and the height is going to be 16 by 16. We'll just submit. Okay, great. And I'm gonna go ahead and save and close this. All right, cool. Okay, so I have to sort of redraw everything. So let's go to map and then choose clear everything. Yes. Same thing for trees layer, clear everything. And then let's use the tiles from here. Floor, fill. Okay, I fill the floor. And then as for the trees, I'm not really concerned right now. I'm just gonna use this random tile just to mark. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I gotta use the brush, stamp brush tool. Okay, so now we know where the teleport in and teleport out is. I'll probably get rid of those really soon. Anyways, this is just for like demonstrating how regions work. But yeah, now we got a new tile set. Not much going on here, but we'll republish this. Okay, I am going to mute this person because he's just trolling. So all these features built in Modio. So yeah, you don't have to program this all from scratch. The chat, moderation, all of that stuff. All right, so we have the map now. The next thing I'm going to show you is the game logic. So I'm gonna show you how the scripts, actions, and variables work. Let's plan our game first. Before that, let's design what's gonna happen in our game. So I'm hoping to build. Okay, so the game's called right now Pixel Village, right? Is it Pixel Village or Pixel Town? Pixel Village. How is this game gonna work? If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Let me think. So the players are gonna join and they're gonna spawn in the spawn region, and is it gonna be some sort of like a farming game? I'm thinking foraging, farming kind of deal. You collect food, you collect gold, you can sell it to the shop. Maybe there's gonna be a village shop that you can sell it to. Think we can do all that. We do need a unit though. Farmer unit. Top down. I really like their art, but they don't. They have barn, tile set. It doesn't have the player units, does it? What is this? Crops pack? Let me take a look at crops pack and see what it has. Yeah, these are all just crops. And this is all just for ores. Damn, bro. They don't have one for players, do they? All right, I'm gonna have to get the player unit from different artist. Let's look for this. How do I do this? Like a top-down unit. Farming crop spec, sure, but what about the units? Wait, I'm sure people ask for this too. Animals, yeah, the animals don't contain armor, does it? Let me take a look at this too. Maybe the paid version has everything. I don't know. They only have chicken. Okay, maybe it's because I'm downloading all the free versions. Chicken, cow, sheep, goat, alpaca, crop, coop and barn, tile sets. Blah blah blah. Yeah, so they got free and premium. For premium, I have to pay $4.99 or more. Got it. Happy to do so, but because this is for tutorial video, I have to find an alternative way. Let me think. Let me see. Top down, forget farming. Okay, top down units, cozy people. Yeah, I gotta pick the right assets. Cause oh man, cause I'm just realizing that in order to teach people how to make games, I need to provide easy to access assets. Gosh, yeah, I guess I'll just have to continue shopping. Was this? Yeah, let's take a look at this. Worst case, I might have to just stick with the Kenny's. Because all of Kenny's is CC0. Alright, perfect. This is, wow, this one is CC0. Maybe I'll stick with this one then. Just, okay, interesting. I'm exploring the asset pack right now. And so far, it's looking pretty promising. It's a big file too. Tiles. We have a tile sheet. Oh, dude, they have like individual tiles. Oh no, wait, what? They have an atlas. Okay. They have units. Bruh. Oh man, they have individual tiles. That's annoying. Characters. They have a vendor. Mobs. Button decorations. Oh man. You know what? Maybe I should just stick with Kenny's, man. Kenny's is where it's at. Yeah, maybe I'll just stick with this. Farm. Interesting. Tiny town. No, this might just do. This might just do. Yeah, I might just stick with this. Cool. Tiny town is pretty awesome. And then for the units, what do you do? Tiny dungeon or tiny? Let's search for tiny. Tiny ski. Ooh, skiing could be a fun game. Yeah, skiing can be actually really fun. Nice. Very interesting. Should I make a ski game? Something to keep in mind. Where are the units? So we have tiny town, tiny dungeon has units. That's tiny town. Okay, forget Hana. As much as I love their asset, I don't think it's suitable for the game I'm trying to build for tutorial purposes. Kenny's is, yeah, like Kenny has the best tool. best asset pack, I think. Let's take a look. So they have tiles. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Enzo Loco. Wow, awesome. Yeah, I think Kenny's is probably where I want to go with. I'm looking at the files right now. So they have a tile map. They don't have units, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to get the units. They don't have water either. I was hoping they would have water. What should I make for a tutorial game? Should I make skiing game? A dungeon game? Skiing game? What's like the skiing game can be fun as well. So there's dungeon game. I'll explore just a little longer and then I'm gonna stick with an idea. Both dungeon and ski sounds okay, but let me contemplate on this for just a little longer. I mean, I really like their assets. It's nice. Okay. All right, yeah. Oh man. Okay, who's all watching? Can you guys tell me which one I should build? Should I build a skiing game or should I build a dungeon game? Dungeon or ski? Let me know. Um if I'm building a dungeon game, right? How'd that work? Would it work like a PvP? PvP RPG? That's what I'm thinking. I could try to build an MMORPG. Or is that too ambitious? Yeah, shoot, I don't know, man. I feel like dungeon game is I'm inclining towards the dungeon game more and more. I think I'll stick with the tiny dungeon. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably do this. All right, guys. So, I did cover the basics. I did cover the basics of the map editor and everything, but let's really change the asset drastically and start working on a specific game. that we're trying to build, and I want to build a basic dungeon game. So we're gonna have to go and download Tiny Dungeon from Kenny's Asset. I'll add the link in the description. And then just go ahead and download the asset. Click on continue without donating. If you want to donate, go ahead. I recommend you. I have donated to Kenny, and I recommend you to do the same as well. But once you download this file, right, you are gonna have access to the tiles. Just one sec, please. So I'm just investigating the tiles a little bit. Yeah, so there's gonna be different files in the folder or in the zip file. Look for the tile map folder and then use the tile map underscore packed PNG file. Extract that into your, whichever folder you wanna store the file temporarily into. And then we're gonna go to the game settings again, go to map and change the tile sheet or tile set. Upload from computer, upload. And we'll use that tile map packed file. What's the dimension on this, by the way? Looks like they're 16 by 16. Are they 16 by? I think they're 16 by 16, right? So we'll do 16 by 16. And then submit. But I also change the map size a little. Let's start small, right? Let's go like 15 by 15 as a starter. We'll change this over time. But yeah, we'll change all that. Save and close. There we go. Oh, nice. Okay, the map looks quite different now. There's a teleportation stuff still. I'm gonna get rid of the teleportation logic because it's not relevant anymore. Delete and delete. All these guys, all these things, like they're not relevant anymore also, so I'm gonna get rid of them. Yeah, so I have a new tile sheet now, and I'll also erase all these tiles. Okay, so we're starting from the clean slate here, right? Where are players gonna begin, like start from, right? The spawning point. So I can do stuff like floor 2 and add this kind of stuff. But I'm gonna start like sort of like a border, so people know that this is where they start from. I'm just not quite sure. Hold on. So it looks like this. Let me choose all this, by the way. Okay, so it looks like this, but I think, like, how do I expand this a little more? Is what I'm wondering. So I'm assuming this is a wall. Hold on, how did I use this? Let's take a look. Okay, so it looks like this. Interesting. Okay, so we have brick walls and let's try to create that, right? So so I'm assuming, okay, so this is gonna be a wall. And then, oh, got it. Okay, so the ground level should be this, it seems. Yeah, okay, got it. So this is the ground level. I'm gonna erase a whole bunch of this stuff. And yeah, okay. So if I wanted to make it so that like this is how where players spawn from, like from top left, right? I would draw the walls so that it would look like something like this, and then yeah, okay, there we go. We're talking. There you go. The sides would look like this. Oops, nope. There you go. Okay, so they kind of have to be like, they kind of have to have a thickness of 2, it seems. This, whoops, right? Yeah, and then like this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this, I think I'm getting hang of it. Yeah, that looks okay. This looks okay, right? And then the corners, do this and do that. Cool. And then I can set this, whoops, I can set this as a spawn point. Yeah, I really gotta fix that issue where even if I cancel, it creates the regions. Anyways, we're gonna call this spawn, and we're gonna set a spawn point for the unit. So we're gonna go to entities, and then we're gonna go to world script. Yeah, let's get rid of teleport because that's not relevant anymore. So when player joins, so this is the event-based script that runs when player joins the game. We're gonna create homie for the last triggering player at a random position in the entire map region, but that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna create them in the random position in spawn. Okay. So now when the game begins, people are gonna start from this location. Is this guy trapped in here? Are you trapped? No, you're not, right? Okay. Cool. Let me get rid of this fake wall. This portion is a wall, I see, but I get rid of it. Cool. I'll republish the game, and let's take a look at what happens. Enter world. All right, see? Now when you join the game, you start from this place. And they're all walls, so you can't go through them. Great. I mean, the game already feels quite different. I like it. Cool. All right, what else am I teaching here? So, excuse me. So we're gonna chat about scripts, actions, and variables. What's a good example that I can come up with? Let me think. Script, actions, and variables. So let's talk about what they are first, right? So when I say scripts, I'm talking about either world script or entity scripts, right? So if you click on world scripts, then you can see all the scripts. These are the scripts on the left. So you can add or remove scripts. You can change the name of the script and delete script. You can do all this stuff. Same thing for here. These are entity scripts that belongs to this unit homie. And yeah, you can see that there's a bunch of scripts here. You can organize them inside the folders, collapse or expand them, do all that. So that's what the script is. And the actions are the actual lines inside the scripts. These are the actions. So actions such as like stop using an item, or when player joins, we have 3 actions here. We have create homie, and then we make the camera track the last created unit, and then we assign the last joining player to the human player's player type. These are all actions, and you can add actions by clicking on this context menu, and then you can choose an action from dozens and dozens of results. As you can see here, you can search for them, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so these are the actions. You can also add actions by right-clicking anywhere and then clicking on new action as well. And then lastly, variables. Variables are, so we have different types of variables, right? By the way, if you're not familiar with the concept of variable because you're very young and you haven't learned that from your math class yet, so the chances are if you're older than 12 years old, you've learned about variables in the math class. But if not, just go to Google and search for what are variables, or search for variables in programming on Google, and there's going to be a bunch of lessons available that can teach you how variables work. I'm not going to go and try to I'm not going to try to teach these concepts myself because there are videos that do much better job than I do. I'll try to add some in the description as well so you can learn from you can watch those videos later. But yeah, in Modio, we have different types of variables. We have global variables. So if you go to environments, you're going to see a bunch of global variables here. You can add all kinds of different types of variables. They can be numbers, string, boolean, and so on and so forth. So yeah, you can create a variable here, or you can also create entity variables. So if you open an entity, so Homie, like this unit is an example of an entity, you can actually add the variables that belongs to this specific entity. So you can add a new variable, and again, you can choose a different type, name it, and add it to that entity. So now that you know what the scripts, variables, and actions are, let's try to use those to create a logic in this game. And what that can be is, let me think. Let's hold on. What are some of the follow-up tutorial videos? So we have the units down here, entity variables, players, blah blah. Yeah, we're covering a bunch of different topics. I feel like just creating a one example can cover a bunch of these concepts all at once. See, like, these are just like, this is not like really set in stone. Like I'm gonna be modifying these as I'm teaching as well, right? And I'm thinking, okay, if I were to teach you a logic where you can control a unit, and if your unit is hitting a dummy, that unit is going to gain experience. And then over time, if your experience becomes really high, it will level you up. Is what I'm thinking. I think this is a concept that I can teach in this tutorial, and that covers a bunch of stuff. It covers the player variables. Sorry, it would be attributes actually. Player attributes. It's gonna cover unit attributes. It will cover. Hold on, let me write this all down, right? So, unit attributes. Okay, unit plus player attributes. Scripting. So entity scripting, entity plus world scripting, yeah, which is down here. Basics. Because when the unit hits a dummy, then that dummy is going to trigger an event which will grant experience to the unit that's hitting it, right? So there's that. What else is there? The control, so unit, let me think. So unit asset, let's call it like unit sprite. Changing unit sprite, attributes, items. So we're gonna have a melee weapon. Hitting a dummy example. So we'll teach all this stuff. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna cover all these concepts. So we just talked about this, and then we're gonna teach about the unit sprite and the item, melee weapon, unit player attributes, level up logic, which covers unit and player attributes, and then the scripts, the world scripting as well as the entity scripting. Yeah, no, this is gonna be a great exercise. Let's work on that, right? Hey, Enzo Loco. How the F you help anyone script if it's easier to write than explain? Sorry, I'm not comprehending what you're trying to say. It is quite easy to write, by the way. Is that what you mean? Like it's easier to write than explain? All right, man. Let's get this done. All right, so we're gonna change the unit sprite first, right? So, like right now, they don't really fit this this world. So I'm going to change. So inside the asset pack that we got from Kenny's, they have a bunch of different units that we can choose from. I see one that's pretty good. I'll choose that. Or choose it, and then I'll save it. I call it hero.png. Alright. So I'm gonna change, and I'm gonna go to entities and choose homie, and I'm gonna click on change cell sheet, and I'm gonna upload from computer, and choose that hero image that I just picked. It only has one column and one row, just the one image, as you can see right here. And yeah, I think this. Oh, and another thing is, well, let me go ahead and save it and show you what happens, right? So this is what the unit looks like right now, which is, again, it's a lot more fitting to the game. I like it, but it rotates, and I don't think we want it to rotate. So I'm gonna go to entities, homie, go to body type, and it's gonna have a fixed rotation, meaning it does not rotate. Save. Also, we'll have a control where so there's another layer of rotation control where for a control we can make units rotate facing towards where your mouse cursor is. So we're also gonna set that as false, by the way, and we're gonna set this as false also. So actually, sorry, I got a little confused. What is this and what is that? So what I just described was this one: rotate to face mouse cursor. We're gonna set that as false. But then we have absolute rotation. What this means is the unit will look at the mouse cursor from the center of the window. Oh, I see. Gosh. Yeah, no, this is a terrible naming scheme for the label, I think. We should name it different. It's just it's deciding the reference point of what the okay, so in terms of deciding how much the unit should rotate, you can either make the angle based on the position of the unit to where your mouse cursor is, or you can set the rotation based on the position of the mouse cursor to the center of the window, the browser window that you have open, right? So that's the difference. And I think enabling absolute rotation makes it so the angle is the rotation from the center of the window to the mouse cursor. Anyways, all of this is irrelevant if we are not rotating to face the mouse cursor. So this is set as false. I'll save it. Let's take a look at the game. There you go. Now we're all facing up. Now, we do have this one nice feature built in, which is inside the entity. We can actually make the units like wiggle a little bit under effects. If you go on move, we can actually add a twinning effect, wobble. And what this does is that now if I move, the unit is going to wobble a little bit. See? It adds a lot more to the game, eh? Wouldn't you agree? Anyways, I wonder why there's a tiny bleeding at the edge of the pixel, because the image I'm using doesn't have that. So that's a bit strange. I think it might be because of the texture packing technique that we're using. It's something to be investigated further. I'll look into it more later. So this part is done. So we changed the unit sprite. Now let's add an item. Let's give our unit a sword. If I'm looking at the Canis texture pack, let me see here. They have a sword, which is great. Give me a sec. Sprite. The name is sword.png. Okay, great. I will now go to Entities tab. Click on their... So I don't have to do this, by the way. So if I go click on their items folder, these are just folders. These are just like placeholder folders that you can delete. We just left them here, so it's handy. It's easier for you to like add items, but you can just delete them if you want to. But I'm gonna right click here and then click on new and then add an item. Let's make this a melee weapon. I'm gonna change the sprite, so it is a sword, which I'll be using here. Submit. And the body type, well, let's just take a look at what it looks like to begin with, right? So save. We can't see the sword because I haven't really gave it to anyone yet. Sorry. So what I do is when homie is created, so it has an inventory size of 5. Let's just make it, well, we'll leave it at 5, but no backpack. Backpack is like an extra inventory space. We'll explain this more later. Don't worry about it for now. And we're gonna set a default item as sword. So when the unit is created, it'll receive a sword. So okay, we have a sword with a weird icon, and then it's like up there, kind of odd. So we're gonna have to do some editing. Let's take a look. So body type is okay. So we gotta go 8 by 16 is the dimension. It does say the original dimensions of the sword, so we can change that. It should not have a joint, and it should be sprite only. It shouldn't have a body, no collision. And in terms of the anchor, I want this to be at the center of the unit. Let me think. The item should be let me think. Item should be like a little on the side of the unit, so like do like 5. Let's just take a look at, hold on, how's it gonna look? Let's take a look at what this like is going to look like. We may have to restart the game though. Yeah, let me republish the game. The game is coming together slowly but surely. Okay, so this is a very tiny sword. By the way, we have this like other dudes just like hanging out in this game. The games you make in Modio, as many of you guys know, it's they're built in multiplayer, so anyone can join your game. You can make it so your game is, you know, like it's private and no one can join. But I didn't do that, so anyone can actually join the game if they wanted to. Here, I'll share the link if you guys want to try. Really nothing much going on here. The sword is very small, and it's also not, the unit and the sword is also not flipping. So I'll add a couple of things here. So for homie, if my mouse is on the other side of the unit, on the left side of the unit, we'll make it so they flip. And you can apply the same thing for the sword as well. Flip sprite horizontally. Also, I'll make it just one size bigger because right now it seems too small. So 16 by 32 maybe. Save, apply, changes. Okay. The sword is hold on. I think I need to save this again to make sure they show. Okay, there you go. Okay, so the unit is flipping, which is good, but the anchor seems to it needs to be more outwards. So I'll go to sword again and select it. Instead of 5, let's try like 32. There you go. Cool. The rotation doesn't seem quite correct. Yeah, so I'm gonna rotate the sword. I'm gonna rotate the sword by what, 90 degrees? So body type selected, rotation minus 90 degrees. There you go. This looks a lot better. Perfect. And I'm now going to add an effect. So when you use a sword, it will tween. So on use, under effects, we can do tween and we can do swing counterclockwise. There you go. Kind of looks funny, I think. I think this can be improved. The reason that this is rotating like this, okay, there's different ways to fix it. Let me think. So we have to anchor the sword. Okay, I know how to fix this. So the unit anchor has to be 32, I think. And the item anchor should be set to 0. If I do this, how's that gonna look? Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, slightly better. But now the sword is not rotating at all. So we need to balance this out. So maybe we can, okay, what happens if I do 16 by 16? Is that, hold on, let's take a look at that. See how that's gonna look. So like I want the sword to rotate. I mean, this isn't too bad, right? Like it's not terrible, but it does feel slightly unnatural. Because like I want the sword to be like extending out, not like just rotate. So the way I would do this, I gotta play with the anchor, right? I think the best way to do this is actually by rotating the sword itself. So I will rotate the canvas counterclockwise. Let me think. And then let's experiment, right? Give me a second here. So I go to sword, change the sprite, I'll load from computer. So I rotated the sword counterclockwise. So now it's like this now. The body types, I'll change it so it's 32 by 16. Because it's rotated counterclockwise, I may not want to do that. Yeah, let's take a look at what this is gonna do. Ooh, okay, that's not what I want. It's really the anchor. So body type, oops, not the homies. Sword, selected body type, item anchor, should now be 20. Save. Let's see what that's gonna do. Ah, it's still slicing. Actually, I understand why too, right? Gosh, I think. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. I think I know what needs to be done. I think I know what needs to be done. I need to revert the sword to where it was, so it is pointing upwards. Yeah. Okay. I'll try that one more time. Submit. Body types. 16 by 832. Unit anchor, blah blah, y. Okay, so if I were to do this, okay, so this looks pretty good, but let's change the anchor a little. So we're gonna add a unit anchor for the sword. So there's like 15 unit anchor. And this should be 16, I think. Yeah, this is a lot better. There we go. Now we're talking. So hold on. So the way it does need to rotate 90 degrees, because right now if I'm pointing my mouse cursor, the sword is pointing towards it, but that feels unnatural, right? It needs to, hold on, so I'll go body types, rotate -90. Hopefully this works. If not, I'll be very sad. Hey, it works. There you go. Now it's rotating as expected. Perfect. Yeah, this is great. Okay, no, this is just fine. The game feels a lot lively now. So we added a melee weapon. And you know what? One more thing we gotta talk about is damage logic. Maybe we should do damage logic more so than level up logic. World scripting, anti-scripting. Sure, we can talk about that for respawning. Entity variables. World scripting. Yeah, damage and respawn. That's a very simple logic. So for damage logic, we can talk about entity attributes. We're gonna be teaching that concept as well as the world script. No, hold on. No, it'll be entity scripting. Then respawning would be world scripting. Right. Level up logic is unit plus player attributes. Yeah, no, this is good. Okay, no, this is good. All right, so let's make it so you can now kill other players. So by default, the game comes with the health bar in the bottom, right? And how that's being displayed, if you look at our unit, let's call our unit warrior right away. No more homie. Let's call it warrior. If you look at attributes, there are two built-in attributes. One is speed and the other one is health. So if you look at health, it's color yellow. It shows in the bottom. So the center bar is basically what's shown here. This bar down here, that's called center bar. Okay. So, and then it also shows as unit bar. And what that means is the health bar is shown under your unit, as you can see. So it's displayed in two different places. So you can control where your attribute bars are displayed by selecting these differently. But for now, we'll just set this and we'll make it so it does display value. What it means by display value is like, does it show the number of how much HP is left? If hidden, then it'll just show the bar, but it's not going to show the numbers. You can also make it so it hides unless the value changes. This is also nice to sort of like, you know, make the screen cleaner. And then stream mode is some networking tweak that you can do. So some attribute updates doesn't need to be streamed to everyone, so that saves the network bandwidth. So you can set that differently. But yeah, so you have health bar here. It does have a regen. It regenerates 0.3 at every engine tick, and the engine tick runs at about 20 times a second right now. You can modify that as well. But I'll go ahead and save this. And then what we're gonna work on is actually a script that handles the unit death. Right? So when does unit die? The unit dies when its HP, the health bar, becomes 0, right? So that's gonna be the trigger. So we're gonna open the script for the warrior entity, and we'll create a new script called death. And the script gets triggered when attribute becomes 0 or less. Okay, and then we're gonna add a new action, and we're gonna do an if condition first to check whether if that attribute is HP, because it could be a different attribute, right? So if the attribute type of the triggering attribute, so the attribute that just became 0, if that is health, then we know that this unit's about to die, and we are going to destroy this unit. And yeah, instead of last triggering unit, scroll down and choose this entity. So the meaning this entity, meaning, you know, the entity that this script runs in. All right, we're gonna go ahead and save changes. So now when units die or units get killed, they will just like that disappear. I just died. Let's see what's gonna happen between these two guys. There you go. See, when you die, now you're done. You don't respawn because you haven't programmed it in yet. But the respawning logic is pretty straightforward. So when you die, what we can do is let's see here. Open script, death, right? So right before you die, we're gonna create a new unit, right? So we're gonna handle this inside the world script because we don't want to do too much inside the entity script because this entity is about to get destroyed. So not all scripts in here may run, depending on how you code it. So, but respawn logic is again gonna be handled in the world script scope. So we're gonna add a new script, call it respawn. And we're just gonna do, just for sake of simplicity, we're gonna do an instant respawn when a unit dies, okay? So the scripts don't always necessarily have to have a trigger, right? So you can actually just do respawn and have a different script called this script. So what's gonna happen is inside the warrior script, inside the death script, before destroying this entity, I'm going to create a new action and I'm gonna run script. And we'll run respawn script that we just created. And make sure to run this before destroying this entity, otherwise this isn't gonna run. Like this entity, like if you do this, this script isn't gonna run because the entity has been destroyed from the previous script, right? So there's no script to run. So you have to run this right before this gets destroyed. So you're actually you're gonna be creating a unit, you're gonna be respawning your unit before the previous unit gets destroyed, but it'll all happen in one same engine tick, so you're not gonna notice any difference, right? I will show you guys how to do like time-based respawning in the future tutorial video, but for now, let's just do run script respawn. Save, and then now let's actually take care of the respawn logic. So we are going to create a new unit, create a unit at position. So unit type is going to be warrior for the player. Ooh, this is a good one. For what player? For which player are we creating this unit for? We don't know that, right? So this is where the global variable would come in handy. So we're gonna go to environment, and we're gonna create a new global variable, and let's call it temp player. Oops, temp player. And the type of the variable is going to be a player, and the initial value is going to be undefined. So we have a temp player now. Now, we're going to go to warrior, and when the unit dies, we are going to set variable. So set variable temp player as the owner of this entity. So we're going to set variable temp player first, and then we're going to run respawn. Okay. So now if you go to the world scripting, we're going to create a warrior for the temp player, which is the owner of the player or owner of the unit that's about to get killed. And where we're going to create this unit is going to be a random position in spawn region. Oops, facing 0 angle. Perfect. And I think that's it. Oh, sorry, no, it's not it. The other thing we gotta do is we gotta get the camera tracing this unit. So there's a make player camera to track a unit. So make temp players camera to track the last created unit. The unit that was just created. And we're also gonna make the player select unit. So make player select the unit. Make temp player select last created unit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I'll republish the game. And I'm now glad that we have this other guy playing this game with us, because he's helping me to test this game. If you don't have anybody else in the game that's helping you to test the game, then just use a separate tab. Okay, there we go. He's about to kill me, and when I die, I respawn. There you go. I'm right here. Perfect. I'm seeing some like bleeding edge effect going on in the map. Oh, I died again. He got me twice. Let me finish him off now. Come here, buddy. There you go. I got him. And he respawned. All right, perfect. So we just created a simple dungeon-themed deathmatch game during this tutorial. The next thing we're gonna go over is going to be level up logic, which we're gonna handle some more attribute stuff with the unit and players. And you know, again, like these are all pending. Like we may change this as we go, so don't worry too much about this. But yeah, thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions. And if you haven't yet, definitely subscribe to our video, as we are making a bunch of new videos going forward. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. I will end the stream for today. So for those of you guys who tuned in, thanks for watching, and see you guys all later.